Hi again, time for another video I guess. In this video, if you had followed me through August, you would have known that I was working on some Dogist illustrations. And I've done Dogist previously, where I basically spent the month doing tiny illustrations of different dog breeds. And for this year, I wanted to do that set of 4 illustrations, which I've been doing now and then, and this time theme it around mythical or magical dogs from different legends and stuff. So the first one I'm working on here is the Black Dog, which is it's like a supernatural, spectral, or demonic entity from English folklore. So it's usually real big, like real big, with glowing red or yellow eyes. In this case, I made them green because why not? It was fun. It's often connected with the devil, and is sometimes an omen of death. It's also sometimes associated with electrical storms and with crossroad barrows and places of execution and ancient pathways. So I wanted to make this dog real spooky because he's supposed to be scary and unsettling. So I went through a few different designs trying to decide also what kind of dog I would use. Most of the depictions I saw used like hunting hounds as the base, and I kind of wanted to make mine look a little more like wolfy or coyote like, just thinking about the kinds of dogs here that would be not a great time running into in the middle of the night. So I kind of went with a more mangy, you know, scrappy looking kind of dog, kind of like what's his face from the dog movie where they Lady and the Tramp, there we go. Kind of like Tramp. So once I kind of finalized on what shape I wanted him to be, I went through and I put down some pencil lines for him. And in the end here, I decided to make his tail kind of ghostly and glowy. I thought that was kind of fun. And I tried to make it very much about like the pose, because I just wanted it to be on a black background. You'll notice some stuff is missing video-wise, and that's because my phone, while I was trying to record these, I was also streaming, so I was going back and forth, and my phone kept either getting notifications or running out of space or whatever reason. It just kept cutting off stuff and stopping recording when I wasn't ready for it to stop. So I apologize for any breaks in the drawings and paintings. So I did most of this painting with inks and a couple different watercolors I had. And so I was originally going to take my dip pen and do the inking with that, but I thought it would look a lot nicer if I did my inking with a micron, mainly because I'd have a little more control and less risk of spillage, because I have definitely spilled ink all over things many times. So in order to kind of replicate though that dip pen type of inking, I decided to go through and just do all the lines really like loose and scratchy, and just kind of went over the lines multiple times, and then I adding some like lots of textures into the body, because I knew I was gonna have a limited palette. I wanted the texture and the contrast to be kind of what made him stand out. So you can see here I finished inking. I didn't fully ink the tail because I wanted that to have like a ghostly spectral trail behind it, I guess, which I do later in my bright neon green watercolor. And then I went in and I went over the shadows with this like textured heavy hatching in order to kind of add more depth without needing to like go over the colors multiple times and try and layer up a lot of different tones. Basically I just wanted to be able to finish this within a stream, so I was like, how can I kind of expedite this process? And so that was sort of my my attempt at it. So for the glowing parts, I decided to go with, I have this radioactive green paint that I purchased from oh shoot, I've forgotten their name. That's okay, I'll link them in the description below, and I will remember by the time I'm done recording audio, and I'll put their name up on the screen. But yeah, they have this radioactive bright green, and I decided like, this looks neon. This looks like it's glowing already. So I went in and I wanted to add all these details in, and this outer glow, the eyes and the tail in with this very bright, very obnoxious green. I don't have any other colors like it. I would like to pick up some more neon colors at some point if I could find somebody who makes a lot of them. I think that'd be a lot of fun to have a whole slew of neon colors. And so then I went in and I kind of did this border, and I tried to soften it towards the edges because I was going to go back over top with a dark color to make the very like moody dark background, and I wanted to be able to keep that like radioactive glow without having to worry about like how close to the edges I needed to get. So I feathered it out as far as I could, and then I was able to go back in later, which you don't get to see, but you'll see the finished illustration at the end. The next mythical dog I worked on was the weirdest one, and this one was called the Cali Greyhound. I don't have a lot of footage of it, but I will describe this thing to you. It's a mythical creature that appears in medieval heraldry. It's the De Vere family, who were the Earls of Oxford, used the Cali Greyhound in their coat of arms in the 15th and 16th century. This thing is weird. It's not a dog, but it said it was a dog. So the Cali Greyhound consists of having the head of a wildcat, the torso of a deer or antelope, the claws of an eagle on its forefeet, ox hooves, antlers, or horns, the hind legs of a lion or an ox, and its tail like a lion or a poodle. Sometimes it has wings. It is a weird thing. And I had a lot of fun drawing it. It was just so funky. I decided, because when I was picking out dogs to draw, I just sort of grabbed a few different not descriptions, but even just like picking them based off their names, ones that looked like they'd be fun. And then I went into the description of the Cali Greyhound, and I was like, that's not a dog, but I'm gonna draw it anyways. And now we're on to our third illustration, which is the Axe Handle Hound. And the Axe Handle Hound is an American folklore one. It's a fearsome critter, as they say, and it's from Minnesota and Wisconsin. So it resembles a dog with a body axe-like in shape. So it has a head shaped like an axe blade, and a long, skinny body like an axe handle, and short, stumpy legs. And its diet consists entirely of the handles of axes that have been left unattended overnight. So this is just like a lot of cryptids from North America that I really love. This is just like a goofy, weird thing somebody came up with, and it seems like just a joke, and I love it so much. I think the stream decided to name him Rufus. And I decided to make him look kind of like a mix between a Dachshund and like a little terrier of some sort. And he was very fun to draw, just like stumpy and pointy and kind of grumpy. It's such a goofy little thing. So yeah, eventually I got this body all correct, and I went in and started inking, and I loved adding these like big teeth to the front of the mouth, like big old chompers, so he could munch through all those axe handles. It's such a funny little thing. And I thought it was very fun. I decided to go with like warm brown colors for his coloration. Just something that wasn't too unnatural looking, so that hopefully in the dark he wouldn't immediately stand out. So you'd just be like, ah, it's the neighbor's dog, and then he'd start munching on your axe handles, and you'd be like, no, god damn it, and have to chase him off the yard. I also wanted to make him look fearsome, so I gave him little grumpy brows and squinty eyes, so he looks like he's on the prowl, like, grumpy and angry. And like, big axe handle head is just too funny to me. And then I looked up a bunch of photos of Dachshunds just like in the middle of jumping to get this like spread legs, stumpy little feeties look. And he's just so cute. So the last dogs for Dogist this year, I didn't get recordings of me drawing them or sketching them because again my camera decided to be a jerk. But I went with Bran, and I really hope I'm saying this right, but I think it's Schilling. Bran and Schilling, Raven and Messenger are the hounds of Finn McCool in the Fernian cycle of Irish mythology. I was about to say not Fernian, Fenian. I'm just reading things poorly, my bad. So they're described as being mostly white, with purple haunches, a crimson tail, blue feet, and standing as tall as Finn's shoulder. Schilling eventually dies in the chase of Thrush Glen after pursuing a half-black and half-white doe, which, once I had read that, I decided, you know what, I'm going to draw Finn and Schilling chasing that black and white doe, and yeah, it turned out pretty good. The colors were the thing that really drew them to me, because I just like the idea of the like purple haunches, red tail, blue feet, like what a great weird dog. I noticed that like purple, blue, and red is like a common color combination. It seems to be in a lot of like Irish folklore for some funky monsters. But yeah, so I drew them sort of in the middle of the hunt, and I decided to draw them kind of as greyhounds. I knew they, from where they're from, they probably would have been depicted more so as Irish wolfhounds, but greyhounds are a very, very old breed of dog, and I love drawing them and their goofy faces, so I thought it'd be fun to use them for this illustration. And then, like I said, I drew the doe with that black and white. I assumed that it was describing like a piebald doe, where they have like a combo of white coloration and then their natural coloring. So I thought combining the two would be this cute little black and white piebald doe. And then I just went in and did a really simple background with some green because I couldn't be bothered. Just could not be bothered. So I hope you enjoyed all of my strange and goofy dogs for Dogust, and if you want to head down to the description below, you can join my Patreon if you want to see early access to videos, works in progress, help me pick themes for the month, or help me decide on designs for the sticker and print tiers, and also have digital doodle requests, which you can ask for live on streams. So yeah, just check that out in the description below. And while we're talking about it, I'd like to thank my patrons for helping me make these videos. Sarah, Emily Cannon, Nicole Goodnight, Justin Thulu, Atticus Jackson, So Spice, Audrey McAvoy, Olivia White, Philippa Riggs, Tasha Red Fox, Friday Norvell, Rory, Jesse's Grill, Andrew Wilson, and Mary Chase. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.